Every time I podcast, I try to find a different angle and it's just not working. So I think we're just stuck with this for as long as I'm in this room. This, and then you see this in the background from the knit and chat because I'm facing that way. Okay, well, for today's episode, I have 3 finishes and I made some serious progress on some whips, so I'm happy about that. And I've got a little bit of shop news, and that's it really. So as far as the shop news, I am doing a giveaway. If you saw my last actual episode where I was going through all of this yarn, I decided that it's taking too long for me to get to, okay, I thought a cat was coming in here. It's taking me too long to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I just decided to do a giveaway. And I will extend that giveaway into this episode as well, so you don't have to watch the last one. It'd be nice if you did. But basically, all I'm wondering is where you're watching from. Like, if you're in the States, what state are you watching from? If you're in a different country from the United States, what country are you watching from? It helps me figure out what's going on, because my analytics is not making sense to me at all. And so I would really like to know where people are, because I explained it more in the last episode, but it's not making sense. So but it's going to be two giveaways and 1 giveaway. So anything outside of the US, I'm giving patterns, and inside the US, you're getting a package that will be mailed to you. That just makes it easier for me. All that to say, so if you're international and you're watching and want to be part of the giveaway, you get patterns. I think I said $20 worth of patterns. But like I said, all the information is in that video, the stash video, which I will try to do an eye link over here. And then there's like an equivalency for physical package, because I have stuff that's accumulating and I'd like to get rid of. So that's that. You need to be subscribed to the channel. Like this video if you're going to comment on this video. You don't get double dips. So if you commented on the last video and you comment on this one, it's still going to count as 1. Okay? Just putting that out there. Other shop news, yarns of the month. Anything that is Christmas, holiday, winter themed are in the section yarns of the month in my Etsy shop, and everything in there is marked down. So there's a few sets in there. Just sent one out a couple days ago. There's individual yarns. I think a lot of them are actually sets, so that'll help you out. Plus I have a coupon. Anything that's $75 or more is free shipping. I also have discounted shipping, so just keep that in mind. I think that's it for shop news. Yeah. As far as podcast news, I'm going to go back to merging. I may have mentioned this before, but I'm going to go back to merging my whips with my 2025 list, because I think it's just going to be easier for me right now. I have so much going on in my life right now, and doing 3 podcasts a month is just too much. So, yeah. Oh, back to the giveaway. I will officially announce winners for August. So not the knit and chat for August, but the regular podcast for August is when I will announce giveaway winners. So you get to watch 2 videos and tell me on either one where you're from. So, okay, so I'm going to start with whips first, because that's just kind of how everything's piled up on my table over here. So a significant progress that I made is on my Cardoon by Isabell Kraemer. I don't know why I almost forgot her name. The neckline, if you don't know this pattern, you can leave it like this, or you can pick up and do ribbing. I haven't gotten to that part yet. But I did add another skein of yarn to this project. So I have an arm, and I decided to use that bramble colorway. This is James's of Shetland double knitting. I decided to use the bramble colorway to do the cuff. That's also what's here in the yoke. So I just need to do the other arm, and then I added another inch or so on the body. So I have 2 skeins of yarn left of this gray, I believe, and then I have it's over there, but just enough to do at least another cuff for this arm. I know I will have some left over of yarn for the Bramble colorway. I don't know if it's going to be enough for me to do the neckline, because I would like to do it either in the neckline or down here for the ribbing. I know I won't have enough to do it for the ribbing on the bottom. I'm not looking to buy any more yarn either. What I may do is kind of do like I don't know what the technique is called, but you see it a lot in sport socks where like you have those stripes. Sometimes you see it in gloves too, like mittens. You'll have like the background color and then you'll have like 2 stripes of contrasting. I may do that on the bottom, but I'll worry about that when I get there. I want to see exactly how much I have after doing the cuff on this arm to determine whether or not I have enough to do either or, because I may not. In which case it's just going to go in my scrap and then everything else is going to be great. And that will look fine too, you know, and I may end up going that route because I have a feeling I'm not going to have enough. But doing gray up here and then, you know, gray in the ribbing down here will be fine. It'll still look balanced in my mind. So I think I knit the size 46 inch on this, and I'm using a US 5, I think. I am not going to be able to see because I don't have my glasses on, but I think these are 5s. If not 5, then it's a US 6. So I'm going to put that away. A lot of this is just back burner. I'm still not in a rush to finish this, but yeah. The next thing that I finished, didn't finish. I'd love to be finished with this by now. If things had gone my way, I would have been finished with this by now. But I had to rip this out like twice, 3 times, something like that. The Marled Mania pants, leggings. So as you can see, I have made some progress from the last time you saw this because I had to rip it out. And I finally got the size that I needed, because what's going on with this pattern, I really honestly think it's made for people with no butts or flat butts. And I got a big chunky butt. And so what's going on is like this part here, the waist part is okay, but then when you start doing the hips, after the short rows, you start doing increase rows, right? And with the increase rows, the pattern actually stops about here before you start getting to the leg. So I have to, what I did was every single, I don't remember how many increase rows there are, 12 maybe for the bigger sizes. I had to add an extra row or 2 just to give me some length before I got to the next increase. And then even down here, after I finished all the increases that were in the pattern, I think I added another 1.5 or 2 inches of stockinette just to get to the separation. But I finally got it, tried them on. This waist part is still a little bit but overall it fits. I'm not gonna say perfect because I'm comparing it to like store-bought, which is completely different fabrics. But I guess for a knitted garment, it's, you know, not bad. So I'm gonna take it. This ribbing has eyelet, and we're gonna be doing an I-cord just to cinch that in. And as you can see, I'm doing an ombre-ish type of thing, going from dark to light. So right now I'm in like this silver and brown going on down here. And I do actually have, I did not bring it over here, it's just scrap, but I've got, hold on, let me go get it for you. So you saw that brown and silver, so that's basically what's going on now. Is I've got this color, and then I'm adding this color in there to continue that brown and silver marled going on. What I have to do is take this and put it together and then like try to knit it till it's half of what I have in here, and then go to the other leg. So I'm doing each leg concurrently. Is that the word? When you're doing one and then you put it on hold and then do the other. Because I don't have enough needles. So last time I did this, before I ripped it out, I had one leg on DPNs and the other one on a circular, and I freaking hated it. So I decided that I'm just gonna have a good chunk of one color, just put those stitches on hold, and then move the circular over to the other thigh, and it's going so much faster. So that's what I'm doing. These are the colors I'm using. This is actually my one of a kind that I couldn't sell for the life of me for a long time, so I just used that. I actually made the Linares. My last Linares top is made out of this. And then this one, it's Loops and Threads Wool-like. I think it's Dove colorway. And then this one is a single ply from Golden Pearls. Flirting is a part of my heritage. I'm not going to remember every color that I've gone through, but I remember these. So, but that's where I am. I got this far maybe 2 weeks ago, and then I decided to just go ahead and work on some of my other projects, since this one's a back burner. The Cardoon is a back burner. Got another back burner that I'm about to show you. So, the Cloud Wall by Audrey Borrego. I made some progress on that too. I'm trying to remember where it was the last time you saw this. I think we were here the last time we saw this. So since then I've added 2 sections here, and I'm working on another section here. The pattern comes with a schematic that you can kind of color in, you know, your yarns, and I changed that up a little bit. Like I didn't like, I don't remember what color I was going to have over here. I think it was like a purpley, it was this color, which I decided didn't really go with this all that well. So I went through some of my scrap that I had left, and I actually had some more of this, which is Pink Champagne and Ice, which I discontinued a long time ago because I only had this one section here, but I had enough to do another section, so that's what I did. And then I had to play around with my scraps to find more color for the last piece, because I think after this section it's the final section, and then after this section there's one more which I may or may not do. I may just extend this a little bit and then do the final section for this side, and then it'll be done. So right now we are looking at maybe 45-50 inches. So I do like my shawls at about 65. That's if they're really long. I can go shorter to like 60, so I think I'll reach that when I get to the end sections. But here we go. Trying to do an autumnal theme, and I don't know what this is going to go with. I really need to try to fine-tune my wardrobe where things actually match with each other. You know, you get all these pretty colors, but then they don't always go together, you know? Oh! Okay. My yarn ball fell. So this color that I'm working on right now, I don't know what the brand was, but I know the color is Turtle Candy, and it's got some sparkle in it. And so that's the section that I'm doing now. It's kind of like a ribbing with an interesting twist in there for like columns. And that color is also in the middle here, which is like I think it was a seed stitch or something. So I've been kind of working on this a lot in the last couple weeks, so if I keep that pace up, I should be done by September. I won't be able to wear it in September, so really as long as I'm done with it by October, then I'll be able to wear it. So yeah, I finished my gloves. I kind of wish I made the cuffs a little bit longer. They're definitely too short. I hate ribbing, so I suffer through it for as long as I can before I get to the actual knitting. So, but these are definitely short, which, I mean, I could pick up down here and make them longer, but I don't know if I'll like the way that looks. But the option with that would be that I could also tuck it in if I needed to, but then that'd be a lot of bulk around the wrist, so I don't know. But anyway, they're done. So what I did with this is not a pattern. I kind of free-formed it. What I did was I took a fingering weight mitten pattern that I had and used the numbers for the cuff. And then I added 10 to 15 stitches for the hand. And what I'm learning, since this is my second, I think this is my second pair of gloves, that when I get to the palm, I need to decrease a little bit more. Like, this is fine, you know, but what I'm finding is that when I get here to do the fingers, I still have to decrease a lot to get to the numbers that I need for each finger. I'm having to decrease like 2 to 3 stitches per finger. So I think if I make gloves again, when I get past the thumb, I'm going to try to do like a decrease here and here, like maybe twice. And then I may still have to decrease on the fingers, but it won't be as much. It might just be 1 stitch a finger instead of 2 to 3. Each finger is 20 stitches. The pinky is 18. And the thumb, I think I did 24. So overall, you know, it's not perfect. It's not. I mean, fingered gloves it's just like anything else that you do. You gotta make a few before you get to, you know, where it's gonna look decent. So this is definitely better than my first pair. I don't even know if I ever showed my first pair. If I did, it's like from a year or two ago. But yeah. So this yarn is Emma's yarn, and I believe the colorway is Ladies and Magentaman. I have a similar colorway. That's mine. It's called Pink Tourmaline, and I could have used that, but I just didn't do that. And I was at a yarn shop in Kentucky when I bought this, and I just wanted to support, so I just was like, yeah, I'll get these and make gloves. So I have enough yarn left to make another pair. I will probably not do that. They may just go into some socks in the future. But yeah. So I'm proud of those, and those actually do go with things that I have in my wardrobe. So yay. And for some reason I'm kind of leaning into pink lately, so you know, I'm here for it. Another finish that I have, I don't remember when I finished this, maybe a month ago. I don't even remember if I showed these. I might have showed these. If I did, forgive me. You're going to see them again. Because I had these in my pile of things that need to be shown. I have shown these on my Instagram, so you follow me on Instagram, you've seen these already. These are just DK weight, getting rid of scrap socks. The light color is an Australian merino. I don't have the tag anymore, but the color was Rob, which I figured out later was Robin's Egg Blue. And then the stripes, the blue, both the stripes are Madeline Tosh. I think the blue was Cardigan, and I don't remember what the green was. But so I did that, and I did a reinforced heel. So basically, it's just one row you're slipping one, knitting one, slipping one, knitting one. Next row you just knitting across. Well, actually, the short row heel you're purling across. But that's what I did here. Just kind of, because I don't think this yarn had nylon in it. That doesn't discourage me from knitting. I will knit whether like socks, whether or not the socks have nylon in it or not. This is actually a fairly new thing that I started doing. I was doing this reinforced thing. I haven't actually worn any socks yet long term that have this reinforcement, so I don't know if it's better or not. So we'll see. Sometimes I'll even put like some of that reinforcement like down here on the ball of the foot. But again, I haven't worn any of these socks yet long term to be able to tell you if it lasts longer or not without the socks having nylon in it. Now, I did have a pair of socks last winter that I wore that had nylon in it, and I think this was my second year wearing them, and I could tell that having a sock with nylon in it, while you still are wearing a hole through it, it takes longer for that to happen, because what happens is the wool wears out, but the nylon is still there, so you have something to kind of actually guide you when you're going in to do a patch. Because I'll patch my socks like twice, and then after that I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. So I have noticed that, but I don't know with the reinforcement there what that's going to look like. So maybe this winter, we'll see. I have another pair of socks that I just finished 2-3 days ago. I haven't even taken pictures of this yet, so it's not even on. It's not on my Ravelry. It's not on Instagram. This sock, if you watched my last episode where I was going through my stash, this came from my stash. So I'll be talking about, you know, what I've actually gotten through that stash. But what color was this? I have the tag somewhere. Hold on a second. Okay. This is Redhead Fibers. She stopped dyeing yarn like years ago. And it's called Autumn Sunset. It's DK weight. This actually has merino and nylon in it. And what I did with this pair was I actually did that reinforcement that I was telling you about on the ball of the foot. And then I also did it on the heel. So it's kind of like experimentation to see how long does it last doing the reinforcement on socks that don't have nylon. How long does it last to do the reinforcement on socks that do have nylon? All that. I still have a goal of getting to like 80 pairs of socks that never get touched, so that I have something for when I'm older and don't want to knit anymore. I may still knit when I'm older. I don't know, but I'm just preparing for the future. But that's what these are. And what did I knit these on? US 4. All of my fingering weight socks are on US 2. These are on 4. And with DK weight, I do 50 stitches. And on fingering weight, I do 62 stitches. So, and it's just a vanilla sock. What I did decide to do, though, when I got to the leg was, you know what, I don't feel like doing ribbing. So I did an I-cord for a bind off. Now, what I figured out, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to unpick an I-cord bind off. I do not recommend. 0 out of 10 stars. 0 out of 5 stars, however that goes. I did the bind off and I couldn't get it over my heel, and I was like, oh, this is a problem. So I had these on magic loops, so that sucked. So I had to take all that out, unpick the bind off, and then I was like, okay, so I had to guess on how many stitches to add. So what I did was I actually added rows. So I unpicked the whole bind off and then added one row where I did 10 stitches that I added, and then did one row that was just a plain row, and then did the I-cord bind off, and perfect. So now I know with DK weight that I need 10 extra stitches per leg. So I'm going to assume if I did this with the fingering weight, I guess it would be the same. I guess I'll find out next time I do that. But it should be the same, at least 10 extra stitches. So here we go, there's that. That's my last finish. And I guess I'll leave this here because I do need to take photos of this and get it online. So, what did I do for this month for my 2025 list? Still working on Cardoon. I actually did start on my The Truth Is Out There socks, and they're over there, so I will show those next time because I have like 2 halves of an alien head going on there, so it's kind of pointless to show those right now because the way the pattern starts, I have to flip the chart first of all because all of Charlotte Stone's socks are cuffed down and I don't do cuff down, so I have to flip it. So like the chart starts at like this part of the head, right? And then the next row I'm at the bottom half of the heads. So I don't have a full head to show you right now, but I have started them finally after talking about them for like 2 months. So yeah. So that's on my 2025 list. Cardoon, Marled Mania leggings. I haven't finished anything that's on the 2025 list, but I'm working through it. So when I do make a finish, then I will go through how many I actually finished on that list. I am getting through it though. I'm like almost halfway, at least. So that's pretty good. I'm proud of myself because I usually don't get that far. But yeah. As far as stash, in July I had 156 skeins of yarn. I'm pretty sure that number is different from my last video because I did find like another skein of yarn too that needed to go in there. I had to make some adjustments. So I officially started, you heard it here first, 156 skeins of yarn. I have currently using 3 skeins of APLCrafts, which is all this right here. I decided, if you haven't seen that video, I decided that I'm not separating the Aran weight, worsted weight, fingering, and DK for my yarn. It's just all going into one thing, one group. So I've used, or currently using, 3 skeins of APLCrafts, 1 skein of fingering weight, which is a pair of socks that is out there in my house. That is a bag that I always bring with me to do socks. I don't generally talk about those types of socks on the podcast. I don't usually show them or anything like that. You will see them on my Ravelry, but it's a skein that I'm using. And then 1 skein of DK, which was this. So that brings me down to 151 skeins of yarn that are full that are left. So not bad. Not bad at all since the last podcast, you know. That's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah. I did pull out 2 skeins because I sold some socks this past week. So I had 2 skeins missing from here that will, once I start them, then I will deduct them from my list. I need to make some shop socks. So there's that. And I think that's it. Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be a knit and chat this month. I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard. I just have a lot going on. I have a lot between family, and then I had a friend that was in the hospital and had surgery, and that was a whole thing because I'm their medical POA. And so that was definitely a whole thing. So I had that going on, and then house stuff, and you know, I got doctor's appointments coming up, and so yeah, busy. So I will try my best. But yeah, join the giveaway if you would like. Get some epic yarn or some patterns of your choosing if you're international. Yeah, and trying to remember if there's anything else because I tend to forget stuff. Like every episode, I forget something. And I'm gonna sit down after I finish this podcast and go, damn it, I forgot to talk about that. I'm gonna hope that there's nothing else. Okay, so I will see you with another episode in August, and we will officially name the giveaway winners, and may have a knit or chat. I don't know yet. But in any case, enjoy your summer and go make something, and I will see you later. Bye.